Good morning, and it's good to have you join us on Nigeria Now, showing on your digital first Pan-African news network, 2S Television. My name is Merciful Ajinamo, and we have our analyst on the show today, Adebayo Fajmi. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you very much.
How you doing?
I'm very fine.
Let's begin from the Daily Trust newspaper. The banner headline right there is 5 bills that will shape economy this year. The two writers under the story, new laws to replace archaic provisions in Customs Act, others. Government can borrow more for critical reforms. That story can be found on page 5 of the Daily Trust. From the very top there, we see declaration of bandits as terrorists to be gazetted. And that's coming from federal government. 2023 mixed reactions. Stroll Jonathan's consultations. We can get it on page 25. Concerns as AEDC removes 40 meters, places Abuja consumers on high bills. That can be found on page 14. And then underneath the pictures of the day there, we see captives freed by Zamfara bandits leaders relieve ordeals. We can get it on page 6. Buhari appoints Doyin Salami chief economic advisor. NAF appoints branch chiefs, air officers commanding others. And then we see on page 24, police recover 109 anti-aircraft ammunition in Katsina. We have a couple of stories on this Daily Trust, but which one does grab your attention the most?
Yeah, I think that was the appointment of Doyin Salami as the economic advisor.
That's the big story.
Yeah, so but I think the appointment is a very good one, but it's long overdue. So the question many people have been raising is why did it take the president
so long?
So long.
One and a half of his term, or almost 2 of his term.
Yes, because the last time we had, such an appointment was under President Goodluck Jonathan. And the concern is because Mr. Salami is Dr. Salami is the chairman of PEC, and the concern has been most of his recommendation has been neglected. That what is the guarantee that with his appointment that whatever recommendation he makes or gives to the president is going to be given a very good action to ensure that poverty is reduced and the economy of the nation grow stronger. So it's a good one, but I just think the presidency listens to the recommendation because this man has a good track record. He has, if you look at his trajectory, he's capable and he has the capacity to deliver. So but we just wish that and pray that the president takes whatever recommendation the man gives, so that everybody can benefit and poverty is reduced to the barest minimum in our nation.
Amen to that. We move over to the News Direct newspaper. The banner headline there is shake-up in Nigerian Air Force. We see 3 riders. The first, as CAS appoints new branch chiefs, AOCs, others. Appointment morale booster for officers. That's coming from an expert. Adamu says deployment to assist CAS to achieve vision. From the very top there, 2023 presidency, 100 bishops, other Christian clerics to hold 3-day prayer for Governor Yahya Bello of Kogi State. That can be found on page 3. Underneath the picture of the day there, we see 2022 interreligious prayer. Oshun workers usher Oyetola into office with fanfare after Yuletide. That can be found on page 2. Fidelity Bank boosts well-being of host communities with CSR project. Despite court order, federal government delays declaration of bandits as terrorists. We can get that on page 3 of the Nigerian News Direct newspaper. Let's talk about this story on 2022 interreligious prayer. Ocean workers ushering Oyetola into office with fanfare after Yuletide. What do you make of that update?
Well, I think it's a norm that every governor do in Nigeria. Our governor Kayode Fayemi also did his own in Ekiti, and if you look at how how they did it in Osun yesterday, it was fanfare and it was it was a very good event. I watched a clip of the event, and what the content of the event was something to really give the governor kudos on, because so many the award were given to civil servants, the best among of them. I know a very senior colleague was given Toyota Corolla as a prize for his award, and so many people that never expected that even before they leave the service they will have access to something like that. Many of them were happy. They prayed for the governor, and they really commended the effort. I think it's a very good one, and You know, when somebody, when you serve diligently and your service is being, you know, commended, you want to do more. You know, you want to put in your best, and that is how it should be. So I think it's a very good development.
Okay, that's a good one. We'll move over to the Punch newspaper. The banner headline there is AMCON list 7,912 names owing 4.4 trillion naira as deadline expires today. We can get that on page 17. Two Riders, the first National Assembly has directed we publish debtors list. That's coming from corporation. This is final warning. Don't be taken by surprise, AMCON tells debtors. We can get all of that on the Punch. From the very top there, we see PFAs invest additional 693 billion naira pension funds in banks. We can get that on page 17. On page 28, Osinbajo's presidential campaign billboard surfaces in Abuja. Of course, we know that the election is next year. And then we see Ohaneze to lobby North Southwest for all Igbo presidential race that can be found on page 2. Muslim ticket unacceptable, says Khan NSCIA. The first that can be found on page 2 as well of the Punch newspaper. And then underneath the picture of the day, we say Magodo protest, Sanwo-Olu police team leader exchange words, governor's planned meeting. We see that on page 4 and 5. Sanwo-Olu police team leader exchange words and governor plans meeting, of course, with them. And that can be found on page 4 and 5. Cameroon refugees protest deportation of separatist leaders, demand 68 million naira. That can be found on page 8. And then we see Oyo awaits ex-AG's petition on Olubadan. Government pledges smooth transition. We can get that on page 27. Talking about presidency, Tinubu's group boast of national spread, says ex-governor ahead others. And that can be found on page 27. And then we see a sad story there. 4 inmates killed, water injured in Osun attempted jailbreak. That can be found on page 27. And Lagos made 14 flees with boss 2-year-old daughter arrested in Ogun. Then we see Dana playing speeding car in near collision on Lagos Airport taxiway. We do know that before the year came to an end, 2021, the issue of jailbreaks were something that people were very, very much concerned with. And I'm talking about the sitting Minister of Interior, Aribeshola. But now we are seeing an attempted jailbreak. Is this something we should expect in 2022, or what's your take on this story?
It is very unfortunate that even in a state, because it comes from Osun State.
Yes, and he's a federal leader.
Yeah. So, well, though he has spoken over and over that the government is going to be intentional to ensure that this is curbed, but here we are again. So that means whatever they are doing is not enough. So they should do more. Because we can. This is intentional, and you can see, if you look at the trajectory, you know that something is fishing. So I think in this nation we have problem about intelligence gathering. So and I think we really need to work on that, because if we are in terms of internal insecurity, we are experiencing this all over and over and over and over. So I think something is fishing, and they should try to do more, to intensify effort to ensure that this thing comes to an end. Whatever they are saying and they are doing this, there, you don't how do I put it? You don't achieve success by doing. It is by taking action. So we want to see that action. Don't tell us what you want to do or what you are doing. So let us see, let whatever you say you are doing reflect in your action, reflect in the result we are seeing.
Okay. All right. Then we see Daily Champion, the banner headline there is APC governors to Jonathan, don't be deceived to dump PDP for 2023 presidential ticket. Of course, you can get that story on page 6. And on the first news, the banner headline there is Magodo eviction crisis. CSP defies Sanwo-Olu's stay order. That can be found on the first news paper. On the Nation, the federal government set to gazette order classifying gunmen terrorists. We can get that story on page 26 of the Nation newspaper. And don't forget to stay updated on our website. That is www.tostvnetwork.com. Our social media right there is for you to follow and stay updated on happenings in Nigeria and of course across Africa. My name is Merciful Ejinamo. Thank you so much for staying on the Nigerian Now segment today. We hope we see you tomorrow, and don't forget, always remember to stay safe.